I can model. I want to know what the hell is going on with virtual balance and virtual supply. More specifically, what is the intention? Like, why? Not only like, was there any kind of things that we don't know? Like, we have obvious our own ideas of why they did it, but really, I want to hear from his mouth why. Like, what was he worried about? Um, that's the big one. And then maybe any things that he could go back and do differently if he could, based off of seeing people try to use it. And I'll pass it to Paulo.
Thank you, Griff. Yeah, actually, I would like to know as well, why is there a virtual supply and what was the other one? The virtual
Balance.
the virtual balance. Sam was explaining me all the background about the bonding curves and specifically the Bancor one. But I still don't know why we need to introduce two new variables and why there are like subtraction, both virtual variables about the projected like supply and the projected balance. And we also were tinkering with the function, and both variables didn't affect like the slope or the shape of the function. So I don't know how they are that relevant. And yeah, basically, that's the main question. I'll pass it to Nuggan.
Oh, one more thing. Agenda topics. So I'll say my agenda topics really quick. Votes, Celeste Honey Pot updates, all the normal things. And but the big thing I want to add in is just confirming what we need to do to get a test demo out for the dress rehearsal. What about you, Paulo?
For this week, I would like to report the work I've been doing with the gardens template on the subgraph and the connector, and also the small work that I did on the hatch front end, and see what you guys have been doing. And discuss I really looking forward to the meeting at 9 p.m. I'll pass it to Nuggan.
Hi. Yeah, I think I missed the beginning, so I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say. I think if I have questions for this guy who made the bonding curve, I think. Right now I can't think of any. But yeah, that's it. And intentions or agenda, I don't know. I maybe just report what the progress I've had with the issues that we talked about last week and yesterday, and see how it continues mainly. And I'll pass it to Septimus.
Thanks, Nuggan. Yeah, Sam told me about Billy, but I really don't have any questions. I don't have the background. So agenda topics, I don't have any. I'll pass it to Chuy.
Thank you, Septi. I'll try to. For today's agenda, I'm gonna be gathering information for the weekly updates as usual, and I also would like to go through something that something that just came up to see with you, Paulo, and well, Sam was there to see if it's possible for the Hatch front end page to have a kind of like tree for the FAQ. This way, we don't like pack with text just the front end, but people can expand if they choose to. Yeah, just go through that to see if it's possible. I'll pass it to Fabio.
Yeah. So hi guys. About the bonding curve. To be honest, I read before about bonding curves, and I've never saw about the balance, virtual balancer and virtual supply. So I would like to know more about that, like the pros and cons, and if we should use that, because other bonding curves doesn't that have that param. So maybe is like not the best param for our bonding curve. I'm not sure really. I would like to know more about that. And about agenda topics, I'm here to be sync. So we have a meeting on Friday, and Sam assigned me one issue, but I couldn't make it yet. So I don't have major updates. I'm here to be sync. And someone? Sam? Yeah.
Okay. I would like to know how did he got involved and what was the first time to know about him to know about bonding curves and how it all started. Still having some trouble with the tests, but I am finishing them. I think that I can update on how I will freeze the contracts today. I just had one last problem with the tests, but I will update about that. I think that this should be all. Going through the board and see if we can start integrating the bonding curve into the gardens template. I think that everyone went, right?
Yep. So now it's agenda. Now we just go through all those beautiful agenda topics. The first one.
Lauren.
What was that?
It's Lauren here.
Oh, hey, Lauren. Did you? Sorry. So there's two. There's two intro questions. First is at the end of this call, the person who did the bonding curve implementation for Aragon, who made the first initial app, he's going to come and answer questions. So do you have any questions for him? And then do you have any agenda topics for the call?
No, I mean, I kind of just jumped in here because I was in the TEC comms call, and I was told that here would be information about the Hatch site, and I just wanted to see what was going on, and I jumped in late anyway, so I don't have any questions or anything to add to the agenda, and I'm just going to be mostly quiet, but thank you for having me and giving me the floor.
Of course. Okay, so then first things first, there is a vote up, right, Sam?
Yes, I think that everybody voted. Well, we have quorum.
We have quorum.
Yes.
Well,
everybody was there.
See.
Oh, we can pass the point.
Great. Cool. So then let's go to the next Celeste and Honey Pot usage updates. Anybody have any comments on what is going on in OneHive? If there's any issues with conviction voting or Celeste that need to be brought to our awareness?
Maybe Paulo, do you know something about that? I think that everything there is not much activity.
No, about Honey Pot or Celeste, I don't have any info. I've been working on the gardens template, but nothing else.
That's great news. This is what we want. Cool. So then the other thing I want to bring up is we do have results from the Param parties. I guess I should have brought these links up. What's it called? Yeah, do this one. So we the community stewards reviewed the process of like which parameters we're going to pick, and long story short, I mean there's a lot of really interesting notes if you want to see like some of the thoughts that we had to consider about how we're going to do the next stage of the process, and these are here. So I'll just put them down here. There actually. And long story short, we're going to have 4 proposals being voted on. The proposals will start on Tuesday and end on Tuesday. So we'll have a week to vote on the final decisions. We're going to end up making kind of a voter pamphlet document that will be like a blog post of some sort. And there will be, right now we're working on standardizing the GitHub template so it's easier to use, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And the proposals that won were they'll be anonymized, but they're basically the top 3 plus the top Goldilocks proposal, because Goldilocks kind of split some votes. So the top Goldilocks proposal plus which was Goldilocks v4 plus Zepti's final proposal, the 8, and every easy like a Sunday morning. So yeah, any questions about the how the process is going or anything relevant? The final parameters will be chosen on Tuesday next week. Worst case scenario Thursday if there's issues with token loggers.
Okay, we will deploy the rehearsal on Wednesday. Let's play with it.
That was, you mean this Wednesday or the Wednesday after?
The Wednesday after. This Wednesday, we are going to. You were suggesting to add to do a rehearsal of the rehearsal, right?
Yeah, just to make sure that we have pick one of the parameters and figure out how to adjust it. We'll talk more about that in the issues too, but yeah.
Should we do all the? No, I think that it's too much. Do 4 hatches. I think it's too much. Don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we can just pick one that we like, that that we want to play with. It doesn't matter, and just really just test that the front ends work and the results are what we expect. But we'll talk about that in the issues too. Are there any questions about the runoff this week? Or anything related to the parameterization? Next topic.
No, I think that it doesn't involve us a lot. I mean, whatever the parameters are.
Yeah, right. Finally, the devs have been taken out of these decisions. We've ended the technocracy. Listen to that. Listen to Sam. Well, it doesn't really involve us for him. That's a first. Gardens template updates. Paulo.
Yes, so this last week I've been working on some issues that Gardens Farm published and needed some help about adding some liquidity metrics to the Gardens template in order to rank the top 10 Gardens DAO, and in terms of which DAOs put more liquidity basically on the Honey, the DAO token pair. So I've been working on the subgraph, and now I'm working on the connector part, and I hope to have it before our meeting this week, so we can merge it to the main branch and finally sort the DAOs based on rank. So yeah, that has been my work this last week.
Okay, I have a question. how do you see, how much complicated do you see to adapt it to the commons template? We will redeploy a subgraph like this one, and we have to remove some of the parts, such as, for example, the liquidity.
Yes.
And can you explain a little bit better how the agreements can be reused, and how there are different subgraphs. Can you explain it a little bit? Which parts could be reused from one hive and which parts we have to redeploy ourselves?
I mean, the part of the liquidity, basically, I readapt the logic behind the Honeyswap or Uniswap. So it's not that the complicated part is understand what's going on when you look at the Uniswap subgraph and all these things. But the Gardens template doesn't use that much of that logic. We only use a little bit, just what we need. So I think in terms of that, it's not that hard to reuse it on the Commons template. And about the agreements, I'm really not sure because I haven't touched anything about that, so I couldn't say.
Okay, and regarding the honey pot, you have been touching the subgraph on the gardens, which contain the conviction voting proposals issuance, maybe?
Yes, exactly.
What does it contain?
So we're not using any other subgraph. We're just taking some of the logic and implement it on the garden subgraph because it's a tiny part of the Uniswap subgraph. So we're not listening to other subgraph. We are re-implementing that some of the logic.
So wait, will the TEC be able to use the garden subgraph exactly as is, or will we have to make modifications?
I think because I'm still not sure how the bonding curve is gonna be implemented or readapt to the Commons template, but because it's not that because the logic is so small and we're not using that much of the Uniswap subgraph, I think it's not gonna be a big problem to reuse it on the Commons.
I think we are not understanding pretty well. I think that
what I'm saying basically is that to add liquidity metrics, the code that we need to reuse it's not that big. So readapted to the Commons template. Yeah, go ahead.
I was not talking about liquidity metrics. I think that it is not going to be relevant for Commons because it is relevant for Gardens because you want to know in order to order the Gardens in the front end, you want to know how much liquidity have each garden token. But we are not going to have.
I know. Yeah, I know that we're not using the we're using the bonding curves, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think that the liquidity is not relevant. If it's there, we can keep it there. If it doesn't matter, we can just remove. The thing is, because you have been working with the subgraph of Gardens, probably we need to redeploy it because the template is going to be different, and the Gardens Swarm also stated that they want to differentiate Gardens from anything else. So even if we are a superset of gardens, gardens with something else, probably it's better just to do a subgraph of commons, being TEC the first common. But I was wondering how much different it's going to be a gardens from a common. The only thing that we are going to include is the bonding curve, and we will remove the issuance policy. So have you seen in the subgraph the issuance, for example, the issuance variables?
No, I haven't seen anything about that. So I think it's not going to be that difficult to readapt the gardens subgraph to commons.
Okay. Maybe we have to add a kind of subgraph for the bonding curve, like at least the variable, the parameters.
Yeah.
So yes, I don't want to be stuck in that point. It was more like a question: how have you seen it? But okay, I think that we can just continue and
Cool.
yeah.
The next topic is also Paulo, the hatch front end. You said you had some updates, and then Chuy wants to see the tree. I don't know if you want to share screen on the front end piece or.
Yeah, I have some small updates on the refounding side panel, and just to say that I'm working on I asked them if I could do the refound script. So I'm working on that, and that I removed the side panel from the hatch. That's all.
Okay, well then on that topic, Chuy was talking about a tree structure for the FAQ.
Yes. Is there a more like accurate way to explain it, Sam? Like in like I don't know what it would take, but yeah, just like kind of like a small arrow next to an FAQ that can look like open like subcategories below it.
It's like expanding a question, so you only see the response to the question that you want. This is called a component in Aragon UI that it's called details. And actually, HTML is also implementing that natively. So I think that it will be very easy to add. I was wondering which version of Aragon UI is this UI using, because it was something that was more new than the rest. And I am not finding it in ui.aragon.org. But if it's not there, we can import it or just use the HTML normal details, and it will work.
So the answer is yes, we can do it.
I was wondering, do you like this idea of having a FAQ in the front end?
Definitely. Right? Like, especially if it's collapsible and we just have a few questions that people read it, they can click. It's nice to have some extra interaction besides just send money too.
Yes, we were also talking about that. Lauren, Nate, and me before coming here, like reevaluating like what kind of content should be there. So even though it's collapsible, we want to try to be like as brief as possible and more of like having external links that do like deeper dives into some of these questions. Like we were all thinking about the how to get like a wrapped XDAI forum post and stuff like that. So yeah, it wouldn't be like a lot of text, but yeah, the I think the cleaner the front end, the better.
Cool. Lauren, did you have anything to add too?
No, Chuy summarized that pretty well.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's jump onto the board. Wow, we have half an hour. This is great. So then, let's see. There's a few new issues that I wanted to discuss. The first one is just making a plan for the dress rehearsal that we're working on, and like kind of plan out the days for our test and pick the days that we want to use for like the hatch period and strategically line that up. So that's like something I want to work on.
Can we work on that right now? Maybe if it's making a plan, I think that it's the best place.
Sure. Yeah. So what are the time periods that we have? We have the hatch period. So, okay, let's just grab a parameter
Do you want the
set.
hack that we did for the Gantt? How is it called? The Gantt diagram?
Yeah, we can reuse the diagram that we post.
Yeah, that would work. That would be great. Let's see.
Okay, I have it here. The thing is that it must be done in HackMD.
Okay, cool.
So when we can start it? You say it on. We can start it on Wednesday.
Okay. Perfect. And then how long do we want to make the well, let's
pick one.
Yeah,
let's pick one. Yeah.
Hatch period maybe go through the weekend. So till like Monday.
Okay.
And so that would make that 5 days, I think. And then if we need like
it will happen, right?
Yeah, I guess till Tuesday. So then we could have the refund period and the rage quit period after that, and then we propose a vote. And what day do we propose that vote to make the commons upgrade?
So a hatch period of how much days?
Let's go till maybe till Tuesday or Monday. I'm definitely open for anyone to give input, but I feel like we should give a decent chunk of time for like announce it on Thursday and then let people do it over the weekend. And
Okay, because what we are testing here is the wrap test die, right? Or the T-die.
T-die.
And this is the main goal of this test.
I think the main goal of the test is to go through the whole thing. It's a dress rehearsal with the exact parameters that we're going to use and just test that the minting is correct and that we can do the upgrade and that people can rage quit. It's really to test everything.
And the voting, why don't we
Yes. So
why don't we do a hatch period that is smaller so we have time to also test voting?
Well, let's see. The voting period would on all the proposals. If we could leave it the same, that would be cool, right? So the voting period for all the proposals is either 3 days or 4 days.
Okay, let's do 3 days then.
We could do we could end the hatch on Sunday. I think that'd be fine.
Okay.
unless anyone has objections, of course. And I'm definitely open for suggestions. I know Chuy, Craig, Nuggan, Lauren, you guys are Zeptimus, you guys are all in the community, like, you know, you're all individual nodes that are like, oh yeah, if we want to have people put money in, we should really be able to get them to do it on Monday too. I don't know.
Remember that we need at least 1 day to refund or close the hatch.
Yeah. So I would just hope that the votes can be out on the next Thursday.
I feel it's always nice to
So-
have Monday, like, you know, like last day, because weekend sometimes people is distracted.
Sorry, can you say that again, Zep?
Yeah, I was saying like maybe it's interesting to also be able to do it on Monday because, you know, on weekends people might get distracted.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I like the Monday. And then we need a day on Tuesday for refund period. And then we have Wednesday we would have the vote would start, and then the vote would go through the weekend, and we could use whatever the vote duration is for those that's already proposed, and we use the same rage quit, use the same vote buffer time. I think the only thing we have to adjust is the hatch period, and then we can use the exact same for everything else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 1 day to close the hatch, and then how much do we make the voting duration?
Whatever it is in the proposal, so either 3 or 4 days. Most proposals, 2 of them are 3 and 2 of them are 4, I think.
It's, I don't know, whatever you want. 3 is okay. Which proposal do you want to use?
Oh, actually, 3 of them are 4 days. Only one of them is 3 days. So
Okay, let's go with
4.
And a rage quit of?
The rage quit period, let's assume 48 hours. Zepti is the top proposal. The original one is the really fast one.
Okay, we have it. It's going to last from Wednesday to Monday, so it's like 1 week and a half. It will end on Monday of the subsequent week.
And then we'll actually move the test die to a new DAO. The big things people will be testing here will also be like the C-stack ratio and the membership ratio, and like all of these weird interactions that we have. There'll be a lot of hopefully we can engage the community to put down feedback on all of those pieces.
The thing is that after that first week, we will have the final parameters, right? So, because we are in this Tuesday, we will have the final parameters. So we can start here also another demo, and I will condense this demo in just one week if we can. Because then, if not, we will have 2 demos. And I don't think that has a lot of sense.
Wait, what's the second demo?
Which is the day that we are going to have the parameters?
Tuesday, not tomorrow, but the next Tuesday?
On 25. So it's this Tuesday in which we are closing the hatch that we are going to deploy now.
Oh, no. So at least, I'm sorry, we were discussing different things. This is assuming that we start on Wednesday for the dress rehearsal. This is the actual dress rehearsal demo.
Okay. So okay.
This is the second demo. If we want to do a first demo, but the first demo doesn't have to include the community at all. That's just for us making sure that everything works with this test die. It's kind of just a precautionary thing.
Okay, but we already tested. I mean, if you want, we can do it. But
Well,
we're playing with test die.
I think it'd be really good just to do like a closed test demo for this before we do the dress rehearsal, just because like if we find a really stupid bug with the dress rehearsal, then we have to do it again and we'd have a big delay.
Yeah.
I have a question. This TDI demo will be for this week or the next one?
So the idea would be that we do a closed TDI demo for this week. That's just us testing one last like reality check, you know?
Yeah.
Before we do the full dress rehearsal, which would be not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday with the real parameters. The only number we have to change is the hatch period. And then we use the real parameters for everything, and we just make sure that the results are what we expect across the board. And then we launch the real hatch, actually. So then we swap T die for wrapped X die, and we launch this baby.
Great.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So that would basically set the launch at probably, what is that? So that's Monday. If there's no issues, Tuesday or Wednesday.
So okay, let's recap. This Wednesday is going to be probably this Wednesday, right?
Yes.
26th.
Yep.
Then this Wednesday is here.
Mm-hmm.
So we will end the rehearsal on Monday 7th of June.
Is that right? No. Is that really Monday the 7th of June?
I think so.
So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No. Yes, actually, because we are on. We will have the final parameters on 25.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it is 1 week. It's almost 2 weeks. Maybe we can do the hatch period less or something like that, because this is the one that we can shrink a little bit.
I mean, we can shrink the vote duration too if we'd like. I mean, we could do just 2 days of voting and change it. I mean, it's not the end of the world to follow the exact thing.
You want? We will make it exactly 1 week, or because right now it's almost 2 weeks, starting on 26. So if we do it until 2, which is the official date of launch?
Well, that's what we're determining right now. We launch when we're ready, okay? And there's no, the main thing is, when is tech ready for launch? And then when that's said, then we'll get everyone to be, once we have a good prediction, then we start going around, and it's going to be like, comms is a go, Common Swarm is a go. And we just
which is the date that we are aiming to? I mean, it should be
December 2020.
The one that we are right now aiming to.
Well, right now we were aiming for the 3rd, I believe, was the goal.
Okay.
We delayed 2 extra. Yeah, the 3rd ends up being that was the target.
Okay, so we will have the parameters on 25. Let's launch the rehearsal on 26, and let's close it on 1. So we launch the official one on the 3rd.
Okay, so we try to do this test in a very condensed method and just get people like really excited about it. Chuy, how fast can we motivate people to be playing with this, do you think, and like make this a rallying call, like, hey, the test launch is happening? Chuy? Well, Lauren, you were in the comms meeting. I mean, did it feel like people could rally around this and we could launch on the 3rd and have a condensed, like a 1 week long test?
Well, I think there's like a video being made to describe like how to do the hatch, like how to put in wrapped X die and like what to expect. So I know Manu's working with like animators and there's a script about it. I don't know if this is like really necessary in order for us to hatch, but it was something that sounded like it would take a little more time than like just like
that can come out. That can come out during the month-long hatch period. And it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Then otherwise, like the stuff that we talked about in the comms was just kind of like rewriting the text for the website, and that can be done like super fast. We were pretty aligned on kind of what to put, and we have a content session workshop later. Yeah, I think it's doable. I think we can always enthusiastically involve people, and like with the comms messaging for the site, unless there's like anything else we need to transmit, but then it's just like tweeting and like sharing in the community. I think it's doable, but those are just my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't unmute a minute ago, but we can like for this kind of stuff, as Lauren said, like we are planning on having like some animated content like preventive, so that we can come up with like small campaigns like around this kind of stuff. So yes, I mean, even if it's not a long period, I think we can make it work out.
Okay. Then yeah. So then let's reduce all the time periods and make it work. So then we don't do it over the weekend, and we just say Wednesday, Thursday, like Friday, and maybe Saturday. We reduce the hatch period to like end on Saturday sometime.
Okay, 4 days.
And do we really need a full day for closing?
12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours.
I mean, 16 should hit like enough of a day, right? Try to make that refund period 16 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
So the hatch period ends up being 1, 2, 3, 3.5 days.
The thing is that, we cannot guarantee that it's going to close because sometimes it takes a long time to send all the transactions. Of course, it's not going to be one day, but the only problem with that actually is if we are not planning on refunding, can make this period very small. We can just forget about that period. We can, because it is only used for refunding, but you can close during this time here of the rage quit. So we can just forget about this day.
Cool. Should we do one that we expect to? Should we make a refund test as well that we don't advertise because we don't want people to participate in the hatch? But then not very many.
We already did that, but that's right. We need the script that makes the refund. So yeah, if it's without involving people, we can just do it. It is the task that Paulo took, and he's going to test that using real tokens. I think that it's part of the issue to test it, so it should be done. Regarding this test that we are going to be doing, let's remove this day here. So we will have until Saturday the hatch period, and then the rage quit, the vote from Sunday to
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I mean, maybe we just say 2.5 days. Which would be the first. And then
Why 5?
no, because we're starting on the 26th, and then so we start on the 26th. We go for 3.5 days to Saturday. Then we have a 1-hour refund period on Saturday, and then vote duration would start on Saturday and go through till Tuesday-ish. And then rage quit period, maybe just 16 hours. And then if we literally find no bugs, no issues, we just redeploy and make the switch to wrapped XDAI and launch it. And if, of course, we find issues, then we delay to fix the issues and we do some more testing.
Okay, so 4 days, 0 days on closing, and kind of 2 days for voting. Rage quit of 1 day instead of 2.
I'd say rage quit even 16 hours.
Okay.
But I think vote duration, if it really starts on Saturday, maybe 2.5 days to let people vote. We will have to reach quorum.
Let's do that.
I mean, luckily we'll have Zeptimus on our side, so.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm going to clone it.
Okay, so then I also want to talk about what we got to get ready to do that test hatch. So like we got to actually mint and distribute test die tokens. Paul, I was going to suggest Paulo, would you be down to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Do we want to mint a non-transferable impact hour token and distribute that according to the current impact hour rate situation?
It's already done.
Well, we have
I mean,
transferable impact hours, but we're going to mint a non-transferable impact hour token, right? That's like according to the final results.
okay. It was planned for. I mean, even if it was transferable, the code was prepared for that. In the time that we hatch, it's doing a snapshot of the token. So even if somebody transfers the token or there is some
it's doing it at the time of the hatch.
Yes, when we are deploying the application. And
Okay.
we are yes, at the very beginning. It is snapshotting the token. So in that moment we can check that everything is fine and continue. We don't have to create a new token if we don't want. If we want, we can create a new one.
I think we will want to, just because I don't know that I mean, we don't have to for the dress rehearsal, but when we actually do the hatch, we will want to create just a brand new token and not have to worry about the current distribution, because it could be screwed up or something.
I didn't understand that.
So as we make this push, people are going to change addresses and people are going to do weird things, and maybe like their C-stack gets moved, but their impact hours don't, and certain weird things could happen. So I'd say, just to avoid any unforeseeable changes, that with all these individuals who can do crazy things with their impact hour tokens, we just make a new token and right before we launch and distribute it to the people as needed. I didn't realize that we wouldn't be able to get addresses. That I didn't realize the impact hours would be distributed at the beginning of the hatch and not at the end of the hatch. So that's interesting, and we'll have to really double down on getting all the people with impact hours to activate their Trusted Seed membership.
Well, it is done for security reasons. I mean,
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we need to say to the people who is putting money, these are going to be the impact hours, and it's not going to change.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We just have to. That's just like we have to double down on that, and that's an issue for me. So. Okay, so I wasn't able to assign you to that issue. I'm not able to assign people to issues right now. I don't know what is happening. I wasn't able to assign you to that issue, Paulo.
I can assign myself the issue.
And then maybe you and I can work on distributing the tokens. Well, I can just give you the list of C-Stack token holder addresses, and maybe we give them all $1 million worth of test die.
Okay.
But this can be done with the stuff.
Yeah, totally. So do we have to do any work to modify the hatch to work with the test die? Or not really?
No, not at all.
Great. So I'll just close that issue then.
Do you want to assign this to Septi? Probably he wants to learn how to create tokens and distribute it to the people.
Sure.
I mean, if you help me, Sam, yeah, I mean, I need your help, that's for sure. But yeah, that'd be fun. Like, we can hack on it together.
I think that it's a good issue to start.
Yeah, let's see if it'll let me. Nope, won't let me. So, Zep, you might have to assign yourself this hatch template issue, number 8. So I assume, Sem, you're going to lead the actual deployment of the final DAO with the final params?
That's going to be it. Why should we add it this week? I mean, yeah, of course, but I think that it's going to be.
Yeah, you're right. That's next
end
week.
of celebration when we do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that everybody is going to be there when we do that.
Well, maybe I should say like updating the template and getting it staged.
Yeah, of course. We have just 2 more minutes.
I don't find the repo. Where should I find it?
It's the TEC hatch repo in the Commons Swarm organization.
Is there a link somewhere?
There's a link in the agendas here, and you can go to the Zen Hub.
Awesome.
And in the last minute, so this is me. Convert rad spec issues in the hatch. I think you're on that, Sam. Support network API. Anything there?
And
I should be assigning to that issue. I forgot. Sorry.
sorry.
You
Yeah,
assign me?
that's for the TEC-Conert. Okay. So yeah.
I can't. For some reason, I'm having trouble assigning.
I will do it right now. Don't worry.
Fabio is not there yet. I don't know if maybe we have to add people to Common Swarm.
Yeah, actually, I'm not. Maybe you should add me and Nuggan and Vitor.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, thank you.
I don't have
Didn't get
powers to assign myself.
I'm adding you too.
And is getting convert.tcommons.org to point to the front end, is that?
Can you repeat, please?
Get the convert front end to actually point to the new front end. Did that happen?
No, this is done by Kay, but he had some problems with Netlify, and he's still working on that.
Okay. Let's see. Final QA on hatch design.
That's probably telling Marco. Can you check it out?
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off because I have the content workshop, but I'll see you later.
Thanks, Chuy.
Thanks, Chuy.
Bye, guys.
Huh, why is it not? Oh, because I'm in the Common Swarm workspace. So we'll need to add Marco to this bad boy as well. If you're in that process right now, Sam, can you also add Marco?
Great.
Let's see, I can.
We have the call with Billy.
Yeah, he's supposed to just come here actually. Let me just make sure.